Listen carefully, my dear friend. Today is not an ordinary moment. You did not click on this message by accident. There is a reason your heart slowed down just a little when you read these words. There is a reason your spirit felt a quiet pull. Because when God begins to reveal something about love, He does not whisper to the ears first. He speaks to the soul. There are seasons in life when we ask God for direction. We pray for clarity. We ask Him to show us who truly belongs in our life. And sometimes God answers in signs before He answers in events. Today we are talking about a sign, a gentle divine hint, a revelation that is not meant to confuse you, but to prepare you. God reveals pieces of our future not to control us, but to align our hearts with His timing. You may have been wondering why certain thoughts keep returning to you, why a certain letter, a certain name keeps appearing in your mind. You tried to ignore it. You told yourself it means nothing, but deep inside something feels different, something feels intentional. My friend, when God repeats something in your life, it is never random. The Bible teaches us that God is a God of order, not confusion. When He prepares two souls to meet, He does not simply push them together suddenly. He prepares hearts first. He softens wounds. He heals memories. He removes what is temporary so that what is eternal can enter. And sometimes, before the meeting happens, He gives a glimpse. Not the full story, not the full name, but a sign strong enough to awaken faith. You see, love that is aligned with God does not begin with emotion. It begins with preparation. Before Adam met Eve, God prepared a place. Before Ruth met Boaz, God prepared circumstances. Before Isaac met Rebekah, God prepared a path that no human could design. Divine connections are never rushed. They are revealed, and today, someone listening to this message is standing in that exact moment of revelation. You have prayed for companionship. You have asked God to send someone who understands your heart, not just your words. You have asked for a love that brings peace instead of confusion, stability instead of fear. God heard that prayer. But here is what many people do not understand. When God prepares love, He first prepares identity. Before He reveals who belongs to you, He reminds you who you are. You are not forgotten. You are not overlooked. You are not late in life. You are not disqualified by your past. The enemy whispers urgency. God speaks timing. If a connection is from God, it will not steal your peace while you wait. It will build expectation, not anxiety. Now listen closely. There are moments when God allows a single detail to stand out. A letter, a symbol, a repeated sign, not because the letter itself has power, but because obedience to God's guidance opens your heart to recognition. Recognition is important, because when divine timing arrives, confusion must not control you. You will not meet a stranger. You will meet a confirmation. Have you ever experienced a moment where you felt like you already knew someone's spirit before? You knew their story. That sense of familiarity is not coincidence. It is alignment. God does not connect souls randomly. He connects purpose with purpose. And that is why preparation always comes before meeting. Some of you listening have been through disappointment in relationships. You trusted too quickly. You gave your heart too freely. And afterward you wondered if true love even exists for you. But hear this truth clearly. Delay is not denial. Waiting is not abandonment. Silence is not absence. God protects what He plans to preserve. If He removes someone from your life, it was not punishment. It was protection. Because the heart that is meant to walk beside you must arrive in the right season, not the nearest season. And when God begins to reveal a sign, even something as simple as a letter, He is not playing with your emotions. He is preparing your awareness. Because love sent by God does not confuse your spirit. It settles it. You will notice peace before passion. You will notice clarity before closeness. You will notice alignment before attachment. That is how you know God is involved. Now let me speak to the one who feels tired of waiting. God is not asking you to chase signs. He is asking you to trust His voice. Signs do not replace faith. They strengthen it. If a letter has been placed on your heart repeatedly, bring it to God in prayer. Do not obsess. Do not assume. Simply surrender. Say, Lord, if this is from you, confirm it in your time. And He will. Because when God writes a love story, he does not write in confusion. He writes in confirmation after confirmation. You will see consistency. You will see peace. You will see spiritual alignment. And when that moment arrives, you will not question whether this connection is real. You will recognize that it was prepared. Some of you think you are searching for love, but heaven is preparing a meeting, and preparation always happens in hidden seasons. Roots grow underground before fruit appears above. God works in silence before he works in visibility. So if you are in a season where nothing seems to be happening, something is happening that you cannot see. He is shaping two paths to cross at the right moment. Not early, not late, perfectly timed. And when that moment comes, you will understand why certain doors closed, why certain names faded, why certain seasons felt lonely, because God was protecting the story he planned to write. My dear friend, if your heart feels stirred today, do not ignore it, but also do not rush it. Pray over it. Trust the one who revealed it, because what God begins in mystery, he completes in clarity. And this is only the beginning of what he wants you to understand today. There are times when God does not simply guide your steps, he prepares your recognition. Because when a divine connection enters your life, you must be able to discern it. Not by emotion alone, not by excitement alone, but by spiritual clarity. Many people mistake attraction for alignment. They mistake attention for intention. They mistake urgency for destiny. But when God connects two souls, there are signs that go deeper than feelings. Today I want to share how divine confirmation begins to unfold. The first confirmation is peace that does not depend on circumstances. When something is sent by God, it does not create chaos inside you. Even if you feel excitement, there is a steady calm beneath it. Your mind is not racing with fear of losing the person. Your spirit is not anxious for control. Instead, there is a quiet assurance you cannot explain. This peace is not emotional comfort, it is spiritual recognition. You may notice that conversations feel natural instead of forced. Silence does not feel awkward. Understanding does not require struggle. This is because alignment speaks a language deeper than words. God never builds destiny on confusion. The second confirmation is timing that cannot be manipulated. Human connections often begin with effort, pressure, or chasing. But when God aligns hearts, events unfold in ways you could not arrange yourself. Meetings happen unexpectedly. Paths cross without planning. Opportunities to connect appear without striving. You begin to realize this is not being forced. This is being guided. Divine timing removes the need for desperation. You do not feel the urge to rush commitment or demand certainty. You trust the unfolding because the unfolding carries peace. The third confirmation is healing instead of triggering. When a relationship is not meant for you, it often touches your wounds before your purpose. It awakens fear of abandonment, fear of rejection, fear of loss. But when God brings someone into your life, their presence does not deepen your pain, it exposes healing. You find yourself growing instead of shrinking. You feel encouraged instead of drained. Your faith becomes stronger instead of weaker. A connection from God will never pull you away from your spiritual center. It will draw you closer to it. Now listen carefully to this truth. Not every good person is God's person for you. Compatibility alone does not equal calling. Kindness alone does not equal covenant. Attraction alone does not equal assignment. God chooses connections that serve purpose, not just preference, and that is why he prepares both individuals before he reveals the union. Some of you have asked God why you have not met the right person yet. But the real question is, are both hearts ready for the same season? God never sends someone into your life to complete you. He sends someone who walks with you in purpose. Completion comes from God. Companionship comes from alignment. The fourth confirmation is consistency without pressure. When a connection is guided by God, it does not disappear and reappear unpredictably. It does not confuse you with mixed signals. It does not leave you questioning your worth. Instead, there is steady presence, honest communication, respect for timing, care without control. Consistency is one of God's fingerprints on a relationship, because God himself is constant, and what he establishes reflects his nature. The fifth confirmation is spiritual agreement. You may notice shared values, shared direction, shared desire for growth. Not identical personalities, but aligned foundations. When two souls are prepared by God, they recognize truth in each other. They support faith in each other. They encourage purpose in each other. This does not mean the relationship is perfect, but it means the direction is unified. And when unity exists, growth becomes possible. Now let us return to the sign we spoke about. The letter placed on your heart. A letter is not a guarantee. It is an invitation to watch with wisdom. God sometimes allows a small detail to stand out so that, when the moment of recognition arrives, you will be attentive rather than unaware. But hear this clearly. The letter does not lead you. God leads you. The sign does not control you. Faith guides you. Do not chase people because of a symbol. Instead, observe what God confirms through peace, timing, healing, consistency, and alignment. Signs open awareness. Discernment confirms truth. Some of you listening have grown tired of hoping. You guarded your heart after disappointment. You told yourself it is safer not to expect anything beautiful. But God does not remove desire from your heart unless He plans to fulfill it in the right way. Hope is not weakness, it is preparation. Waiting is not emptiness, it is formation. Silence is not neglect, it is orchestration. Even now, God is arranging moments you cannot see. Conversations that have not happened yet. Encounters that are closer than you think. You may feel like nothing is changing, but unseen alignment is already in motion. Two paths are moving toward a meeting point. Two stories are approaching a shared chapter. Two prayers are moving toward one answer. And when that meeting happens, recognition will not come from logic alone. It will come from peace you cannot deny. My dear friend, if you remember nothing else from today, remember this. What God sends will never compete with His presence in your life. It will reflect it. So do not be afraid of what is coming. Do not rush what is forming. Do not doubt what God is preparing. Hold your faith steady. Keep your heart open. Stay rooted in prayer, because revelation is only the beginning. Confirmation is the next step. My dear friend, there comes a moment in every life when faith must become trust. Faith believes God can. Trust believes God will. And many of you listening today are standing in that sacred space between promise and fulfillment. You sense something is being prepared, yet you cannot see it fully. You feel movement, yet nothing visible has arrived. This is the place where divine love is formed, not in noise, but in quiet preparation. God does not write rushed stories. He writes purposeful ones. You may have asked yourself, why has love taken so long? But the deeper question is, what has God been building within me while I waited? Because true companionship is not only about meeting the right person. It is about becoming the right person in spirit, in patience, in understanding, in faith. Preparation always works in two directions. While you were praying for someone was also being shaped for you. While you were learning patience, another heart was learning maturity. While you were healing from what hurt you, another soul was being prepared to protect what God places in their care. This is how divine alignment works, not by chance, but by orchestration. Now listen closely, because this truth is important. Recognition happens when readiness meets timing. If God revealed everything too early, you would not recognize its value. If He revealed everything too late, you would not recognize its origin. So He reveals just enough to prepare your awareness, not to satisfy curiosity, but to awaken trust. That is why signs appear before fulfillment. The letter that has rested on your heart is not a destination. It is a gentle preparation, a whisper that says, stay attentive.
Stay prayerful.
Stay open. But let me guide your heart away from one danger many people fall into. Do not build expectations around a symbol more than you build faith in God. Because when expectation becomes rigid, disappointment becomes inevitable. But when faith remains flexible, recognition becomes possible. God does not want you to search for a name. He wants you to recognize His peace. Peace is the language of divine connection. You will not need to force understanding. You will not need to convince your spirit. You will not need to silence your intuition. When alignment arrives, something within you will rest instead of strive. That rest is not passivity, it is assurance. Some of you have lived so long in emotional uncertainty that peace may feel unfamiliar. You may even question calmness because you are used to chaos. But divine love does not demand constant emotional tension. It brings stability where there was instability. It brings clarity where there was confusion. And here is something beautiful many people overlook. God does not send someone into your life to replace your loneliness. He sends someone to walk with you in purpose. Loneliness seeks relief. Purpose seeks partnership. A relationship built only on emotional need becomes fragile, but a relationship built on shared direction becomes resilient. That is why spiritual alignment always precedes deep connection. You may discover that this person encourages your growth, respects your boundaries, and honors your faith without needing to be asked. This is not coincidence. This is evidence of preparation, because when God joins paths, He does not create dependency. He creates harmony. Harmony does not mean sameness. It means different strengths moving in the same direction. And when harmony exists, love becomes a place of growth instead of a place of fear. Now I want to speak directly to the heart that has been wounded before. You are not difficult to love. You are not forgotten by heaven. You are not late in God's timing. Pain may have taught you caution, but it must not take away your hope. God does not waste seasons. Even heartbreak can become preparation when surrendered to Him. He teaches wisdom through experience. He teaches patience through waiting. He teaches trust through silence. And when the right connection enters your life, you will recognize not only the person, you will recognize the season. Because everything will align at once, peace within, clarity ahead, and readiness in your spirit. That is the moment when divine love steps from preparation into reality. But until that moment arrives, there is something God asks of you. Guard your heart, but do not close it. Stay expectant, but do not rush. Remain prayerful, but do not become anxious. Waiting with faith is not passive. It is active trust. Remember this image in your heart. Before sunrise appears, the sky is darkest. Before harvest appears, the seed is hidden. Before meeting appears, preparation is silent. Silence is not absence. Silence is formation. If you could see how many details God is arranging beyond your awareness, you would not fear delay. You would stand in awe of precision. Paths are being guided. Hearts are being softened. Timing is being perfected. Nothing about divine connection is random. And when the moment arrives, you will not need proof to believe. You will recognize peace as confirmation. My dear friend, if you feel something stirring within you even now, respond not with urgency but with prayer. Say quietly within your heart, Lord, prepare me for what you have prepared for me. Give me wisdom to recognize what is from you. Give me patience to wait without fear. Give me peace that cannot be shaken. This is the prayer of readiness. This is the posture of trust, because what God begins in mystery, He completes in clarity. What He prepares in silence, He reveals in perfect time. What He aligns in spirit, He confirms in reality. You are not waiting alone. You are being led. And the story God is writing for your life is not unfinished. It is unfolding. Hold your faith steady. Protect your peace. Trust the one who knows the ending from the beginning. Amen.